One good thing I can say about social media and technology, it affords us this opportunity that we can still make an impact virtually. You know, if you remember back then, you know, we had to kind of get out there and hustle and bustle physically. We had to physically show up. We had to physically get out there and make ourselves known and make our impact. Well, now, thanks to the advancement of technology and social media, we can still make that impact right from our home, and to be able to connect with people like yourself and I that we don't even know each other, but we get this chance to do this and still possibly impact some people in a positive way. So explain the term of pull up and what brought you to this name.
I love that question. So pull-up is a celebratory expression used in the Black community when we are toasting to a milestone in life, such as graduation. So I like to paint a picture for folks, and that's usually graduation season is right around the corner. And if you look up #grad season on Instagram right now, and you look at the graduation photos of Black college students, seniors, getting ready for their special day, you see a few things in common. They've got their graduation cap, their stole, their sweater. Some people might have a cute skirt on campus, and they have a bottle of champagne. And why do they have a bottle of champagne? No, it's not about the drinking. It's about the fact that you are celebrating this milestone in life. It's almost like a marker of adulthood, where I'm no longer a child. I'm no longer a teenager. I have my college degree, and I'm about to enter the workforce. And I'm about to pull up to that. And so in our card game, we say, pull up to Black excellence. And that's all that means, is to celebrate Black students and alumni of historically Black colleges and predominantly white institutions, so we can celebrate our excellence together. And for those who don't drink, I say it's very easy. Just answer the questions without the drinking.
I know that many of us entrepreneurs, we're very adventurous. When we're just trying to build ourselves, we want to build this brand. Some of us, we go through a lot when we're trying to go from one venture to the next, because one venture just may not work out, right? If this was in fact a part of your story, did you have another venture that did work out, that was a success? Or do you have a story that you can share with us where you had a venture and it was like a lesson for you that didn't work out?
Yeah, so this is actually my first business venture ever, is starting a card game. And initially, when I came up with the concept, I didn't come up with the concept to be a business idea. I came up with the concept to be an icebreaker activity with friends. And then my friends were the ones that encouraged me, like, this should not just be an icebreaker. Like, more people need to experience this. And so they were the ones that really pushed me to make this into a business idea. So I guess I never reflected on this, but my first business venture is Pull-Up Card Game. And now 2-ish years down the line, I'm still pursuing that business venture.
I'm one of the ones that I've went from venture to venture. Something didn't work. We're just like, okay, plan A didn't work. I'm going all the way down to plan Z. Listen, and I'm going to keep on going no matter what. So, but it's good to hear that, you know, again, this was your first stop and it worked out for you. So I think that's quite amazing. And that just goes also along to say, like, you know, if this was for you, then it was meant, because it worked out. Like, you know, for some people, some things where they try to force something that just might not be what it's supposed to be for them. What can you tell us about your card game that makes it so unique and so necessary?
Ooh, this is great questions. I love this question. So what makes Pull-Up Card Game so unique is that we are the first party game to truly bring together the experiences of Black alumni, Black alumni representing HBCUs and PWIs. Today, as you see, if you really think about what Black alumni have to gravitate towards in terms of products once they graduate, it's mostly apparel, paraphernalia, maybe a license plate, but there isn't really something active. All of those things that I described are great, but they're passive. You wear it, you're proud, you put a flag outside your door, you might put your name and put your school in your Instagram bio, but those are all passive. So there's not necessarily an active way for us to celebrate the fact that we've graduated. And there hasn't been a product yet that is bringing together Black alumni representing all kinds of institutions. And so that is what really sets us apart. Some people have called us too niche, but I know that Black alumni, in the grand scheme of things, people might think that's a small target audience, but we are one of the most engaged and proud audiences. We can spend
Listen,
$100 on a sweater. I know we will spend
listen.
$20 on a card game.
That's right, exactly. Something we can actively keep doing and share with other generations to actually inform them and educate them at the same time. And that's quite amazing. And I know that that makes you feel good, like, hey, I'm the first. So hopefully we can say you can be put in that World Guinness Book of Records for the first co-op card game that connects the HBCU and PWI experience. So hey, we're going to be looking for that soon.
Thank you. I didn't think about that, but yeah, because it's an active product, you're right. It's something you could pass down to generations as people are entering college, graduating from college, or learning about it. So I'm going to use that in the future. Thank you. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Absolutely. I want to ask, in this journey, was it where it was pretty easy for you, where you just made a lot of the decisions and a part of this process for the production and the process of your port card game? Or was it where it just you had to make some collaborative decision making? And if you did, like, what was it like when you may have had some opposing decisions?
That's a really good question. So I do consider myself a solo entrepreneur in doing a lot of this alone, but at the same time, there has definitely been a lot of collaboration on the way by fellow UGA Black alumni. So when it came to the graphic design and the visual for the cards, I worked with a fellow UGA Black alumna. When it came to trademarking the name, I worked with a fellow UGA Black alumna. And the list goes on of these major parts and aspects of like what the card game is, and working in collaboration with others. Because I do sometimes think that when you work alone or in silo, you're so close to your product, you're so connected to it, that you can miss a lot of, areas for improvement that sometimes someone from the outside looking in will only be able to identify for you.
Exactly.
So one thing I will say is, just like when you're working with friends are amazing, but still treat everything as a business relationship on the front end, so both of you are protected moving forward and there are no issues. So that's just one thing that I would, for any other entrepreneurs, keep in mind. No matter how close you are, I see Britt from Hella Awkward. She and her brother are in business together. It doesn't matter if you're blood or what, just make sure that you all are covered while you still love each other, because you are going to have opposing decisions, and opposing decisions are different in a friendship than they are in a business relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you looking to expand in the card game business? If you're able to share that, what are you working on next?
Yes, I'm definitely looking to expand in the card game business. Right now, we have been rocking with one SKU. So in the business world, when you are only selling one variation of a product, that's known as a SKU. And I'm so grateful for the success we've had with Co-op, the original edition. But people have been asking, can I have a family edition? So like I said earlier, you can take the drinking part out, but if you have people who want to play this with children, I don't want them to have to go through the work of sifting through cards to make sure they give age-appropriate questions to the children. So the family edition is what's most immediate. But now that I've been in this entrepreneur world for about the last 2 years, I have a lot of ideas for additional expansion packs under the umbrella of celebrating Black excellence in different ways. So maybe there's one to celebrate Black love, maybe there's one to celebrate Black generations, etc., all under this umbrella of Co-op to Black excellence.
Absolutely.
So,
Black. Keep it black. It's okay to do that. Respectively. And you shouldn't feel bad about that. And that's what you want to target, because, we need to be empowered. And it has nothing to do with trying to just be on one side or the other, but we absolutely just need to be empowered, bottom line. And it's okay to stick with that reasoning of why you want to do it. Many people, again, a lot of outside influence sometimes try to paint you and put you in this box of why you should do things, or why you should maybe have this business to be able to do this for this particular organization. But if you have your reason of why you want to do it, hey, stick with it. And if Lord willing, if it's meant for you, it will work out just as it should. Have you hit a lot of your goals as far as business, as your business venture is concerned? Because we do know that a lot of times, we have this idea of what of the goals that we want, and just sometimes it doesn't always work out like that. If you hit a lot of your goals, how do you celebrate? And then tell us why it's important to celebrate.
Ooh, these are good questions because now I'm just thinking for myself, have I taken time to celebrate? My card game's all about pulling up, but have I taken the time to celebrate my
Yeah,
milestones?
did you sit back and pull it up for a whole day with no just you and your pull up?
That's such a good question. And honestly, I remember creating my business plan at the very first time. And I want to go back and kind of reflect on where I thought I would be at the end of the year.
Okay.
I know for a fact that I've exceeded my goals. Like I remember in the beginning, I started out with a run of like 250 cards or something like that, and was able to sell out, and then increase to 500, and was able to sell that, and then increase to, you know, now I got 2,000. And so all of those things are successes to me. Being able to kind of reach broader audiences. Hella Awkward and we are both a part of the Shade Room Shop, and they have been showing so much love on their Instagram account. I know sometimes people see those posts and they think, are they dropping $3,000? Because I've seen the Shade Room post them about 10 times. Absolutely not. Where do I have $3,000? No, the Shade Room is showing support to small businesses and featuring our businesses on their platform in partnership with an amazing company called Flourish. And so I'm so grateful for that opportunity. We've been able to pitch our business in front of celebrity judges. So Master P, Remy Ma, Pinky Cole on national television. And so all of these things, once again, I never would have dreamt of, because I just wanted to make my own little icebreaker and call it a day. And so I appreciate that question, because I don't think I've done a good job of celebrating those successes. I put them in little grant applications so people can perceive us as successful, and I try to communicate it on social media, but I don't think I've taken time to really like say, Liz, you're doing a great job. So I appreciate you naming that, and I want to figure that out. How do I want to celebrate those successes instead of just rushing to the next thing? Like, okay, now wait a minute. Yes, we can rush to the next thing, but take a deep breath to take this in. Like, you're doing an amazing job.
Exactly. And I wanted to share that because, again, myself as an entrepreneur, I want to go to the Bible on this, where it says, don't despise small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. And that's a part of my experience right now, because we think, well, for me, when I think of the small beginnings and those small things I got to do, where I'm just sort of in a way like, I got to start there, and what are people going to think about this when I get ready to kind of put myself out there? They may look at me as if, I'm small, or, it's just that whole process can be discouraging. But I have to remember that I got to rejoice in those small beginnings and still celebrate those small victories, how important it is, no matter if they're big or small. And, I haven't reached a lot of my goals, but I am, and I can see the progress. I have to now just take the time to just celebrate those small victories, even if it's just going to get something from Chick-fil-A, because you don't usually go. It could be the smallest way to celebrate, but I just decided moving forward that I have to take a moment to do that, because I will quickly just dismiss my little wins as little wins, and it shouldn't be. We should absolutely celebrate that in whatever way we can, but just do it so you can still show yourself that you have made some progress and you're proud of yourself in some kind of way.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I needed that.
No, you're welcome.